Okay, when you get the notes handed out to you, these are the problems that are on the first page. If you flip to the next page at the top, it'll say finish notes, and those will be the ones that you'll try and we'll grade tomorrow in class. Okay, so number one says write the symbol notation for the geometric figure, then name what type of figure it is. So you're going to name what the drawing is, and then you're going to use your symbols and your notation. So looking back at your vocab, we had segments, and then we had lines. So segments terminated, and then lines went in both directions. So this would be a line. Okay, so we write the word line, because that's naming it. Okay, and then now you're going to use a notation. So remember, it has to be points, and points have to be single capital letters, and it takes at least 2 points to make a line, because you can't just draw a line with just one dot. You have to be able to connect to another dot. So it does not matter the order of the letters. So you could flip this around if you wanted to. Okay, but what really matters is the notation of them. We don't want to just put a bar, because that would mean segment. Okay, so the notation has to fit the word that you're writing. Okay, so either one of those would work. Okay, so that would be worth 2 points. Okay, it says name the segments that intersect at H. Okay, so we have a plane here, multiple planes here. Okay, so they want to know if you were to extend those lines and they crossed each other, what 2 lines cross at H. Okay, so you have this line, okay, that's going this way, and this line that's going this way. Okay, now you've got to pay attention to actually the vocab word that they're using so that you're writing the right notation. So I know I just used the word line. I was just saying that if they were to extend, okay, they're going to intersect at H. Okay, so they want the 2 segments. Okay, so this segment is GH. Okay, and again, it does not matter the order of those letters, just make sure they're capitalized. But the word segment means it's just going to be a bar, not a line. Okay, and then the other one is HI, and again, if you put this, that would be wrong. All right, moving on to the next one. So that one would be worth 2 points as well. Okay, complete the following. So it says through any 3 non-collinear points. Okay, so that would look like this. Okay, because they're not on the same line together. So through any 3 non-collinear points, there is, and you can't say 1 line or 2 lines. By definition, we had a vocab word that talked about there being 3 non-collinear points. Okay, and that was a plane. Because remember when we had the boxes, in order to name it, it had to be 3 points that were not on the same line together. Okay, so it doesn't matter where they're at. I could have picked this one, and this one, or this one, and this one. Okay, so there is 1 plane. Okay, it'd be different if they were all in a straight line together. Okay, now this is flipped from the one that was on the previous page. It says now you're going to name the intersection of those 2 segments. Okay, so we have AE. So if I were to extend that one, okay, and ED, and we were to ignore all the rest of this, we're looking to see where those 2 lines cross at. Okay, and what is the point they cross at. So it has to be a single capital letter, which would be E. Okay, number 5. Complete the following. If 2 distinct lines intersect, okay, so 2 distinct lines, so we have a line here and a line here, okay, they're saying, what is this? Okay, what do we call that? And this was one of your vocab words as well. So if 2 distinct lines intersect, their intersection is a point. Okay, so they intersect at that one single location, not multiple locations. Okay, next one, write the symbol notation for the geometric figure. So this one's just like this one that we did over here. You're going to write the word and then the notation, and you only need to write it once. Okay, so the symbol notation for this one, okay, is just going to have a bar above it. Just make sure your letters are capitalized. Okay, which X is kind of hard to know whether it's capitalized or not. But Y, make sure it's a capitalized one, not the lowercase letter. That would be wrong. Okay, this doesn't have arrows extending on. Okay, so it's not a line. It's called a segment. Because remember, segments terminate. They have endpoints. So 1 point for the vocab word, and then 1 point for the notation being the same. Okay, next one, name the point of intersection. So we've had one like this already. Okay, so the point of intersection is for segment HG and GF. So if I were to,
I always appreciate when you.
okay, and then the other segment, okay, so GF. So we're looking for where those two lines would cross at each other, okay, which is G. So another way besides actually drawing on the line is to look at, it won't always be this way because you could have multiple points on a line, so it doesn't have to be that, but most of the time if you actually look in the sentence and look at the letter that they both have in common, then that's obviously where they're going to cross at because they share that point in common. Okay, then it says complete the following. If two distinct planes intersect, their intersection forms A. So if we had a plane that was going horizontal, okay, and then we had another plane, if I can draw, like going through it, okay, and then we had this intersection going through here, like if you had two pieces of paper, okay, so one's horizontal and one's vertical crossing through right here, okay, it's not going to be just a single point. It's going to be more than 1 point, but it's going to form a line. So their intersection forms a line. Okay, the next one, through any two distinct points, there is a, so if I were to draw two distinct points, you could say that you could draw a line. And it could be a line or a segment, actually. So either one of those would work. Okay, but it takes 2 points to connect. Write the symbol notation for the geometric figure. So we've already had one just like this. Okay, just practicing more of it. So this is segment. Okay, and then it's a capital Y and a capital Z, and then segment, remember, doesn't have arrows, it just has the bar up above it. Okay, and that is it. So now you'll flip the page. Remember, you're going to need these notes that I just did with you and the vocab tomorrow for the lesson quiz. You'll be handing both of those in, so make sure you have that completed. Happy homecoming.